we got a show to do here, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
do an intro
way
then.
past time.
You're the boss. Whose fault is that?
Yeah, boss.
Yeah, boss.
All right, so welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
and we have Michelle at the editor station. Say hi, Michelle.
Hey guys.
There we go. See, sadly, we're gonna be absent, Michelle, for a while, which I don't know what we're gonna do. Like I'm gonna have to edit my own videos. It's gonna suck.
What happened in the D-list editor?
I mean, he doesn't
he'll
really.
be
He doesn't really
replacing
edit.
me
He
for a
just
while.
sits in front of the station.
That's why he's a D-list editor.
Yeah.
He sits in a chair.
But I'll be back. I'll just be gone for a while.
Aye.
See how you do us? Well, you know, if people would go join our Patreon and we could pay our editor, she might stick around.
Well, no, this wouldn't help even if she was paid.
Oh, is this something big?
Yeah, I've got some family issues I have to take care of.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Well,
all
no,
right.
I mean, not my bad. I didn't do it. I'm innocent.
Yeah, you're a horrible person.
I could attest to my location.
How did you do that to her? I mean, God.
I know. What the hell, Q?
I mean.
Well, I mean, there's a list, and they weren't high on it. We've been over this just a minute ago.
All right. Let's
There's
see.
a population problem.
What were we doing? We were talking about something. Oh yeah, we were going to talk about
Which one first?
Walking Phoenix.
Let's do it.
We're gonna talk about Joaquin?
the clown. You know, the insane clown posse.
Oh God, no! They made a movie. I've watched it, so I know things you don't. Horrors you haven't seen.
There was an ICP movie, and you actually watched it.
I've watched
I
Faces
don't care
of
about
Death.
anything we have on this show anymore. I want to know more.
Dude. Okay, so we had a bad movie night tradition. Me and my younger brother, where we would go rent. This is back in the days that rentals existed. The worst movies, and on top of like the Blair Bitch Project and the Black Witch Project, other horrible knockoffs. A lot of it was Blair Witch related. Those were the worst.
All right.
There was an insane clown posse movie.
I mean, you had to go really down to get below the quality of the first one. So.
Yes, and they did. Trust me, these movies are amazing. And I don't even remember which one of these I saw. I just remember it was put it like this. It ended bad movie night. Like I don't think we ever watched another bad movie.
All right.
But in a way, that makes it a legend. So don't think I'm knocking their movie. I'm like, watch this movie and see if you'll watch another.
You see if your friends are still your friends.
See how many you can get through, bro. Hey, dude, the thing is, though, they know. That's why I don't feel like I'm knocking on them. They weren't trying. Like, they were clowning. Oh, wow. But yeah, there we go. I didn't mean that. But yeah, they were clowning, literally. Look, trust me, this trailer can end our career.
Oh, no. Don't do this to us, editor. You're
Well, we
wrong.
have to show our followers what we're talking about.
Oh.
And this wasn't it, because when I did, they didn't even have enough money to get horses and fake guns. So this is actually a higher quality Juggalo movie than
you
I
didn't
want.
go into much detail about which one it was. So
I
picked one.
blanked out a lot of it.
Let's go back to the Joker. Come on. pull up Joaquin again. Oh, no. Okay.
Well,
so,
he's suffering in a lot of things that the same clown posse did, which is accusations of.
Joker star Joaquin Phoenix walks out of interview over controversial question. Now, this is, we're reading this off of Digital Spy. We saw it several places, but basically it boiled down to he had a interview with the Telegraph, and let's see. During the interview, Phoenix was asked if he was worried that this film might previously end up...
perversely. That's very important, that terminology.
Perversely end up inspiring exactly the kind of people it's about with potentially tragic results. So, yeah, basically asking, do you think your movie is horrible and going to cause people to die and do horrible acts of violence and blah, blah, blah? And yeah, so he walked out. And, you know, when he came back, he basically said, what would be the intelligent answer to that question? And it's a dumb question. Like, what do you want me to say?
Look, I'm a super nerd. I mean, I understand very much. There's a reason that I'm allowed to be on this show with Zeno. He puts up with my incredible asshole ways because I know how to turn a phrase. And it isn't merely the question he asked. This question is one of those famous no right answer questions because it's so opinionated. It isn't, do you think that this film might have an effect on people, which is a neutral question. And obviously, he didn't get this question ahead of time, Blood Axe. Good. Blood Axe said, don't they get a list of questions ahead of time? Clearly, this one was left off. Jump back for me. But the terminology, are you worried that this film might perversely end up inspiring exactly the kind of people it's about? This is a sentence fraught with the opinion that you've done something terrible, you've made something wrong, and you may cause people to get hurt.
Stop tapping the table.
Oh.
It's one of those things where if you answer it no, so you're not worried about what your films may do? Like, you don't care?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it can easily be turned around because it's such a long sentence with multiple intricacies throughout the sentence. So no matter what you answer, you can basically get run over by questions.
It's like somebody asking you, do you feel guilty about how terrible you treat people?
Yeah.
There's no good answer to that question. You either confess or sound like you don't care. But here's what's especially dumb. As I was telling Zeno, he's an actor. He didn't write the movie. Like, that's such a dumb question to ask a person who didn't write the movie. Like, he's just the guy that played the role. I mean, first of all, like he actually stated when he came back, the question hadn't crossed his mind because why would it? He's an actor, A. B, why would you answer the question in a way that implies something bad's going to happen? Because here's the thing. Yes, it could happen, but that has nothing to do with the movie. Yeah. People have chosen dumb reasons to be inspired throughout history.
Well, and
it doesn't require any particular effort for crazy people.
There's also better ways to get to a question like that without going and just directly trying to slap somebody across the face. I mean, for one, he may not even have seen the movie. You know, a lot of times when these actors do it, they do it in pieces. It's not in sequential order. So as an actor, you don't always even know really exactly how the movie's playing out, especially after it hits the director's table and all that and gets cut, and all that. But you ask them, have you seen the movie? Then you ask them, hey, what are your thoughts on the movie? Do you think this movie will affect people in any kind of way? Try to just get them to talk about the movie and see what they think.
I mean, here's the thing. This goes back to a piece that I hope will eventually see the light of day, where we kind of just talked about the concept of it's movies, it's entertainment, it's art. You can't just decide that stuff can't be made. Because, I mean, if you're worried about people getting the wrong message from a movie, then what kind of movies are left to make? Oh, no more racing movies, people might drive fast. No more war movies, people might shoot people. No more fight movies because people might fight people. No more comedy movies because people might make fun of people. Yeah. I mean, what point does it just come down to what are movies? It's just a person sitting on the screen going, have a nice day. And that's the end of it. Beginning and the end. It's just, we know it's all Mr. Rogers. And I'll admit I liked Mr. Rogers back in the day, but I don't think I'd want that to be the only form of entertainment. Oh, wait, he was a white male, so I guess we couldn't do that way anyway. Mrs. Rodrina, it'll be the new version. Oh, yeah, I've horrified our editor.
No, you keep hitting the table.
Oh, sorry. I'll just put my hands down here below the table, and you can imagine what I'm doing. So, I mean...
I'll also like to point out that during these interviews, sometimes the interviewer will like to, really attack I don't want to say attack, but, really... try to hit a hard point towards the actor just to kind of rile them up and to get some type of crazy expression.
It's nice to be able to see you when you talk, for the people that watch us on video. Just saying.
Is that better?
Yay, the editor. She has a face.
I do. But
you made a good point though. That was an attack. I agree with you. That felt like an attack.
I mean, I agree.
I've seen a lot of interviews where interviewers will attack other actors, just trying to get a rile out of them.
Well, because it sells. I mean,
oh yeah, totally.
Look, I mean, we're talking about this interview here because Joaquin Phoenix walked off. This interview has gotten more probably views now than it would have if they wouldn't have been a dick.
But it goes back to how the AAA game industry doesn't think ahead. Yeah, that works great. What's the next actor gonna say when they go, "Hey, would you like to do an interview with the Telegraph?" Man, fuck them.
Well, yeah,
that's gonna be the problem you're gonna have in the future, though. Is people gonna be like, "Nah."
But I mean, at the same time, it also gets people talking about the Joker, and as you see, Warner Brothers is the one that got him to go back to that interview.
Oh yeah, Warner Brothers had to be negotiated with,
and that's the thing. You know, they discussed that with him, and what's this also got us talking about? It also has us talking about the Joker. So it's good for the
good advertising.
It's good on two ends. The only person that's getting screwed is the actor, and
it's getting put on the spot, and it's an unpleasant experience. I want to give mad props though to Joaquin Phoenix, regardless of if the movie's any good or not. The fact that his first reaction was not to rant or scream, but was just to remove himself from a hostile situation was very mature, and to me, professional. Because if he started ranting, or if he threw out an answer into this loaded question, and then to come back with such a brilliant answer of, what do you think would be an intelligent answer to that question? Forcing that person to have to go, well, there is no intelligent answer.
Well, and they say that's Joaquin's acting style, too. Like, they say that, like, during the scene, if somebody's messed up their lines or did something wrong or he didn't like a scene, he would walk off. So that seems to be his move, like his MO.
You know, that's probably his way of just stepping away and taking a big deep breath so he doesn't say anything.
Oh, they'd love to have had him explode so they could paint him as some kind of psycho.
That's basically what they said about him, was that's the type of that's his way, you know, of doing things. They said you know, it's his acting style and his sort of way of keeping things peaceful. So, well,
you know, just a quick aside. I mean, the similar thing was done when I was reading on this. I actually found out the similar thing was done to Robert Downey Jr. in the past. He went on a movie for an interview. I mean, he went on for an interview for one of the movies, and this is like Marvel Robert Downey when he was getting back in the groove. And somebody suddenly asked him, "So what about all those drug problems you used to have?" And he was like, "I'm out." Yeah. And I'm just like. What kind of that has nothing to do with what he's doing right now, man. That is a slap. As I don't really lie. I wouldn't have been Joaquin Phoenix. He'd ask me, "Do you think it's about to be violence?" I'd be like, "I don't know. Let's see." And slap the shit out of him.
We're talking about a Marvel movie. Hey, so what? Well,
used
what do
to
you
do
think
drugs,
about that
right?
time you did blackface in the movie? You know?
Yeah, you know, we're just gonna throw that in all of a sudden because you know we're assholes.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
more power, Joaquin.
Speaking of assholes, you want to talk about Borderlands?
Oh God.
We're not doing the whole random encounters.
Do you want to do a random encounter? You have to roll.
How random?
I don't. It doesn't matter to me. You just
sure throw out the list random encounter. We'll do a random encounter.
Okay.
Since you seem to want to hit us with a random encounter, Miss Editor.
God. I hope I didn't do that
random
well enough to get copyright hit.
All right.
I was trying to be random.
Guess I will roll.
Here's our wonderful list made by Blood Axe, our moderator in the chat room here at Twitch, and we'll talk
apparently
about
is not going to see Joker.
Topics.
I don't know why.
Yeah. Apparently he is not. All right, so we rolled a 10.
Oh wow, we got Disney. Disney is one of our topics.
Disney time.
Oh no, Disney Plus original series you're interested in watching.
I feel like we could just go ahead and pull up this this thing that we have.
Yeah. You can go. I guess we'll go to the Disney.
Well, I mean, you know, answer the question. Don't dodge it.
Yeah, but let's answer the question.
Okay.
So Disney Plus original series you're interested in.
Our editor is more friendly than us. She might actually have one she wants to see.
Yeah.
Disney Plus original series.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing all that Marvel stuff.
WandaVision and all that stuff.
I
think they're supposed to be doing
WandaVision
She-Hulk.
did look pretty good, but you have to pay for that, and I don't have money for that.
Well, just as you're interested.
Well, definitely WandaVision looked really interesting to me. I can't really think of anything.
Blood Axe is smart. He didn't say that you were willing to pay to watch it because we'd all be like, well, on to the next. I'm with you. I'm going to back you on that. Scarlet Witch's debut, her moment when she attacked Thanos in, I don't think that's a spoiler because I'm not going to tell you the results of the attack, but guess what? Scarlet Witch shows up. Duh. But Endgame was so amazing that it made me want to see more Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. And
that's how you, don't me get my rant started. Because, I'm going to say it. That is how you do a female character. I want to see more of her because she was awesome. That's all it takes, man.
She was pretty awesome.
It's not that hard. It's really simple. Make a good character. do a good job. We'll be interested in it. Don't tell us we're supposed to love her. Just make her good. No one told me that I should be a fan of Scarlet Witch. No one told me Scarlet Witch was awesome. She showed me she was awesome. And that's why I'm a Scarlet Witch fan. That's all I got to say about that.
WandaVision was the thing I had. That's why I threw it out there, was because that's the one that I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
I figured Blood Axe threw this on here because he's probably interested in the Mandalorian, being he's a Star. Yep, there he is. He's in the chat room. The Mandalorian here, yo.
You do know the Mandalorian's a female, right? I'm not saying that's a problem. I just want you to know there's no way they're not doing that. I'm willing to bet money now. Q said it here. The Mandalorian. Speculation. Right. Q says the Mandalorian will be a woman. There's no way it's not going to be a woman.
We didn't talk about it.
There is no way it is not a woman. If I am wrong, I will still not admit it. But I'm saying the Mandalorian will be a female when she takes off her helmet.
All right. If you say so.
I mean, who cares? I mean, they do her well. I'm just trying to tell you, don't be shocked. Like, it's gonna be. Because, I mean, Mandalorians are awesome. I love Mandalorians.
He says the main character is a male actor. I mean, Blood Axe is on this, man.
Yeah, he is. Well, you know what, Blood Axe? Are you sure? Are you sure it's not going to be a switcheroo?
He's already paid for the first 3. Dang, Blood Axe.
But when the helmet comes off, will it be a man or a woman? I'm sticking to this, Blood Axe. I'm stubborn. When he takes the helmet off, it's going to be Samus Aran. Be ready. It's going to be boop.
Oh, wow. Metroid reference. Great.
Right. Speaking of Disney.
Yeah, so speaking of Disney, Disney reportedly lost confidence in Brie Larson and Captain Marvel. Now, this is rumors, speculation, stuff like that, but it basically is who put this up there? We got this covered.
Digital something is the guy though who put a big whole theory out there.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the full name, but basically there's a current theory going out that Disney is losing confidence in Miss Captain Marvel because they were going to use Spider-Man to humanize her, and they've lost Spider-Man. He was supposed to be her little sidekick. Her what was that Olsen dude's name? Jimmy Olsen. Supposed to be her Jimmy Olsen, and it was going to be used to humanize Captain Marvel. And now that he's not available, they're afraid to do it. And you know what's funny? His theory states that he believed that basically Spider-Man was going to be comic relief. He was supposed to be the blundering kid sidekick that she had to keep bailing out. And you want to know why I believe it? There's one reason. Because if they want to humanize Captain Marvel, why would they not use Ms. Marvel?
Well, I was going to say, isn't that what they're planning on doing now? Is using
No,
Ms. Marvel?
But they can't make Ms. Marvel, a female character, a blundering sidekick. She has to be competent and awesome. So this actually kind of justifies this. That they were like, well, we're not going to humiliate Ms. Marvel and make her the comic relief sidekick.
I think
you let me have my conspiracy theory, damn it.
No, you can have your conspiracy theory. I'm just saying, I think that's sort of what they're going to do with Ms. Marvel. I think they're going to bring her in there. She doesn't have to be blundering. She just has to be a newbie enough for long enough to try to make Captain Marvel look good.
Name the last female character that was a newbie.
In what?
That wasn't in anything. That was not instantly competent.
I mean, Scarlet Witch wasn't instantly competent.
Well, that's why we like her. That's not fair. You used a good female character. I was hoping you'd go Star Wars so I could shoot all that down.
I don't.
You didn't fall into the trap. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
What they did to Akbar was wrong.
But
we miss you, Akbar.
I don't know. I think they could try to do it with. The thing is Miss Marvel isn't as loved and well known of a character. So
have you not been looking? Miss Marvel's amazing. Everyone loves Miss Marvel. You need to check yourself, man.
All right. So anyway, yeah. So what about the comics introduced a new character in Captain Marvel that's apparently going over well from what I've heard. Star or something.
Never heard of him.
So maybe they could introduce that character. I haven't read the comics. So
She's no replacement for Ms. Marvel.
I don't know if she fits in that category, but
don't you understand? Ms. Marvel can make her hands big.
Is that what she does? She makes her hands big?
Well, she's supposed to be a morpher, but she mainly uses it to make her arms all rubbery and her fists big.
I mean, she's such a popular character. I know nothing about her. So,
That's how popular she is. She's too mainstream for you, man. Everybody loves Ms. Marvel.
Oh, okay.
She's as big as Squirrel Girl. And you remember how many Squirrel Girls we found?
Yeah.
Good Lord, I've never seen anybody cosplay Ms. Marvel. Sorry, my own lie broke down as I realized I've never seen a Ms. Marvel cosplay ever. Wow, guys, I got to do better on this.
Marvel in general, other than their main MCU characters, have not had a great cosplay.
I mean, I've seen more Fat Thors. By the way, I've seen there's 2 more Fat Thors. I've seen 2 more Fat Thors.
Dude, I see so many Fat Thors now. It's like Fat Thor was every fat dude who wants to be a cosplayer's wet dream.
And wanted to be
like,
Thor.
I can finally cosplay something
Thor.
that fits.
I just like to say that you can be any size in cosplay.
You can be any size in cosplay.
But they love the accuracy. That's what they were aiming for.
Find something that can be accurately cosplayed. And larger guys can accurately cosplay Fat Thor. So,
Bloodaxe says Bro Thor is awesome.
That one Doctor Strange dude too. I swear he could be a stunt double for. Remember, like you kept running across a Doctor Strange cosplayer who could be a stunt double for Benedict Cumberbatch. He looked so much like the guy.
We saw some very brave and confident large men.
None of them wearing a shirt
because belly fully exposed.
They could put on a shirt, but they won't. Like full on with the box with like the pajama pants and the slippers. We've seen them go full out.
Oh yeah.
More power to you.
I was very surprised at the level of commitment that Fat Thor cosplayers had.
You know, Marvel never intended for him to be popular. That whole point was to humiliate Thor, but instead it started a whole new fan base of Fat Thor fans.
Yeah.
Which is why I love the comic book crowd, dude. You guys are amazing. We can take anything they try to do and have fun with it. It's so awesome.
Well, because you ended up with a lot of people taking their old dude cosplay out and just adding a hammer to it.
I know what we should do next to piss them off, Mark. I've got a call going out to all male cosplayers. Gender swap Ms. Marvel. Do Mr. Marvel and do a male Kamala Khan. Woo-hoo-hoo, that would be so good. That would piss off so many people.
All right. I don't know why it would, but
it shouldn't, but it will.
Okay.
Let's do it better. White male cosplayers cosplay male Kamala Khan.
You're just trying to stir stuff, man.
We will post your pictures. Send them to Q. Well, I don't check my stuff. Send them to Zeno. I don't even know how to get into my email. Send them to Zeno. He'll post them. Post them.
Send them to Q at Dicejunkies.com, and I will teach Q.
Wow, see how much is not allowed? She searched for gender swap Ms. Marvel. Nothing. Guys, you will be the first. Do it.
Why? Okay. Anyway.
She was curious to see if it was new. Girl, I'm cutting edge.
So anyway, Disney is rumored not to have. Of course, Disney has lots of rumors about them right now.
Oh yeah. That's not the big one.
There's a bunch of Twitter rumors going on about them cooking their books right now and all that. So
not just Twitter rumors. Like a former a whistleblower came out and reported to the actual whistleblower organization that they've been cooking their books. And rumor is that there's a couple of people that are interested in investigating this. Whether this will come about anything, Disney lawyers are no joke. But it is interesting that it's getting more traction.
I mean, mostly if you're looking for gossip, I think Disney is a good topic to keep up on right now.
What? Galaxy's Edge is doing great.
Because apparently there's going to be a lot of rumor mill and gossip and maybe some lawsuits.
Look, Galaxy's Edge is doing great, Zeno. They're doing good. What's really cool right now is they're doing so well that there's no wait in lines, man. That's how smooth it's running.
Oh, wow.
You can get right in there and get on any ride you want. No wait.
Speaking about smoothly running, let's talk about Borderlands.
Hey, according to the CEO of Borderlands is doing great. They got your money. Ha ha.
Yeah. So other on top of many bugs and stuff being reported with Borderlands, it also has accusations of dwarfism and disability problems with how they present their tinks. Is that the word they use? Tinks, right?
Yes, we have a new slur apparently prevented by Borderlands, but they're doing great. They sold over 2 million. They're doing good.
But so
Randy Pitchford says they're doing awesome.
But yeah, so on top of claims of insensitivity, there's complete modes I think that didn't work on the release of
certain visual modes can't be run. People have been losing saves because the Epic Cloud is not working well. You know what I like is that Borderlands and what's it 2K has been blaming Epic for all the cloud issues, which I love that. I love to see the little rats turn on each other and gnaw each other. That's beautiful.
Supposedly, part of the review process was very limited, so that people could not see the flaws in the game.
Well, it worked. They made a lot of money. Randy Pitchford says it was a roaring success. I'm going to keep dropping his name. You can kiss my ass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they got all that Epic money. So.
Yeah, they got all that Epic money, then they got your money, suckers. Wah, wah.
Fuck Epic.
And we call our dwarves tinks. Yeah. I couldn't do it. I've already said the F word once, and he only gives me so many. I've already tapped my well. So drop yours for me.
Maybe later. I may save it. We got to see what happens in random encounters. I mean, we could have a random encounter that needs the F word drop.
True, but man, if not, never let Epic.
I know y'all have already used yours. So.
But I used mine in a questioning manner. Does that
Doesn't
count?
matter.
Dang
No. It's been done.
So accusation of being like some type of ist against dwarves and disabilities. Thank you, Blood Axe. Appreciate that. For those of you who are watching, Blood Axe dropped the famous Epic terminology there.
Yeah.
What, man? He has a voice, and I'll be his voice.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I mean, you could have quoted him, and then it wouldn't have been right.
Look. I'm not Borderlands 3. I'm not going to cheat the system. Okay, but hey, they did really well, says Randy Pitchford.
I mean, I'm curious on how these numbers ended up. I mean, they don't really.
Well, I mean, if you don't know the game's broke, you'll buy it. It's a pretty solid strategy.
It's also, I mean, it's hard to say being that everything's behind Epic and there's no commenting system. There's no. I mean, we have people storming the Borderlands 2.
They're going to the
Steam
only place to discuss games
because they can actually discuss Borderlands 3 on the system that does not even have rights to have it. So.
Zeno, how would they have done really well if people could tell people the game was broke? Don't you understand how business works?
Yeah. Don't tell people how
that was the jigsaw me.
You're walking a very thin line.
Yeah.
Hey, not according to Randy Pitchford. We're doing good.
Random encounter. Come on.
Hey man, that squirt port on that flash drive was because I like magic tricks.
Whoa!
Yeah, you forgot about that one, didn't you? Hey, that's Randy Pitchford, man.
No.
Sordid history, but hey, Borderlands 3 has your money.
Wow, dude, you brought All right, I'm gonna roll a die.
Nothing will stop Borderlands 3, not even my weird fetishes.
Let me cleanse this palate here.
I assault people in like hotel lobbies.
11. DJ rankings. Rank these top fighting games.
Fighting games.
I can't read today. Don't worry. I can't read most days, so it's all right. Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Soul Calibur, Tekken. All right, so
I really like Tekken and new content coming out looks good.
Let me finish my sentence here before you go off.
Okay, Mr. Illiterate, go ahead.
All right, so I would probably rate them Soul Calibur first because I don't know. I like the fast action, fast pace of Soul Calibur. I'm gonna throw DOA in here as well.
Which one?
I actually don't hate DOA 6. I like DOA 6. It probably still goes under Tekken. So it'd be Soul Calibur, Tekken, DOA, Mortal Kombat, then Street Fighter. That's my order.
Perfect match. I agree with them completely. That means Soul Calibur, here's the best way to put it. I've never not had fun with Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur is amazing.
I just never sat down and turned on Soul Calibur and regretted it or had an annoying match.
Yeah.
Similarly, I've never not enjoyed Tekken, but it is a bit slower, but it's tight. You do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, the only problem with Tekken is there are some characters in Tekken that are strongly actually no, that was DOA 5 that had Kira, right?
No.
No,
There are trash Tekken characters.
There are trash, but not bad. DOA is the one that has some really bad swings between difficulty level or quality of character level.
Yeah, some characters are just on a whole other level because they're just harder to counter. And in a game that's almost 100% about counters, that's a huge edge. Tekken is solid.
See, look, even in the chat room, somebody said, "What about Dead or Alive?" Yeah, that's why I added it, buddy. Killer Instinct, man, I have not played a Killer Instinct since Super Nintendo or something.
And the way they did it when they last put it out,
because that's the one I played.
Killer Instinct, and the way they did that last iteration where you had to buy the characters separately just didn't appeal to me, so I didn't bother with it. But it's not bad. I mean, I've watched videos of it. It's beautiful to watch.
Like Mortal Kombat is not really for Street Fighter to fall under Mortal Kombat is pretty sad as a fighting game because Mortal Kombat's not.
But 11 did it though. It's because of 11 specifically.
Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat 10 definitely fell way below Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 11 picked up the fighting game part of Mortal Kombat, but Mortal Kombat's not about the fighting game to me. It's always about the blood, gore, and fatalities. But 11 actually pulled off a decent fighting game as well as having the cool visual effects that is unique to Mortal Kombat.
To put it in perspective, the thing that I want Xeno to do the most that he'll rarely do, which is practice a game so he can get on my level, he did that for Mortal Kombat. He's gotten good with Shao Kahn and is a great fight. And that's because the game's fun to him. I know why he doesn't do it, because the game that gets interest. He does not play Street Fighter. Street Fighter is a random put on because we played everything else too much. Yeah. And even when we play it, there's never an interest. I never find myself going, I want to come over and practice more Street Fighter. But I've done that.
Lightning Gundam says MK10 is better than MK11.
That's only because I will say that the roster, I do love the Alien, the Predator.
Yeah, but the MK11's roster's growing, man. I mean,
that's
you got
the thing,
Terminator coming, Spawn.
Well, like once MK11's roster fills out Lightning Gundam, I think it's gonna hold its own. But honestly, I do want Jason Voorhees back. I like Jason Voorhees.
It was a bit slower paced than MK11, and I don't really care much for the slower paced fighters, which is why Street Fighter fell.
Well, no, there's also a balance issue. Like some characters with certain movesets were ridiculously superior to other characters.
There's a balance issue with 11.
Yeah, but compared to 10, dude, like 10, it was a huge factor.
I mean, I can name quite a few complaints on MK11. It's just I have more complaints on Street Fighter.
Yeah. I'll admit, I just wasn't wild. I've even watched videos of Street Fighter that's boring to watch. Like, it's not even fast enough for fight videos. Maximilian Dude is this guy I watch who, like me, loves Akuma. Mm-hmm. And he plays a lot of Street Fighter videos with Akuma. And I watch him play other Street Fighter games and other games. And the Street Fighter is just slow. The last Street Fighter feels slower than Tekken.
Yeah.
And Tekken feels more smooth than the Street Fighter does. So it's just not really a fun game to me. I mean, it's not bad. It's a good fighter, but compared to the others, I'd rather play Mortal Kombat 10. Just because I can play Jason Voorhees. Because I will admit, playing Jason Voorhees is awesome.
I wish we had Jason Voorhees.
I mean, yeah,
on MK11 because that would have been fun.
Hey, you know what? It's we just had Friday the 13th, but we're going around Halloween. You never know when they'll pop out a surprise Jason sequel. They've done weirder things.
We'll see. All right, what do we got now? This is an interesting one. French court says Valve must allow Steam users to resell games. Now, of course, Steam is immediately appealing this. So,
how would you do that? They're digital. How would you even do that?
Well, see, and that's the thing. So
you sell your key?
Because basically the French court said that Steam is not a subscription service, so you actually own those titles, and because you own those titles, you should be able to resell them. The way that Steam has gotten around this is it considers itself a subscription service. And, I mean, if you read its terms and conditions, it actually says, technically if Steam goes away, all your games can go away too. But apparently the French courts are fighting this, and it'll be interesting to see what happens because whenever one of these laws come out in these other countries, it also affects Valve and other places. I mean, I think it was either Australia or the EU that ended up getting the whole refund process changed on Steam.
This kind of feels like the French courts are trying to get some bank with that ridiculous 3,000 euros a day for 60 per day for 6 months. It sounds like a cash grab, man.
That doesn't take an effect anyway because they're appealing it. So
I mean, that's that trying to do that. Because here's the thing, I don't see how that would be viable. How do you resell a digital game? Would you sell your key? Like, I don't get that. Like, I mean, I don't mind the way Steam
I don't know.
works.
There's ways of doing it, I guess. But I don't know of any digital system. I mean, if they're doing this to Steam, are they going to go back and go if you bought something on Xbox store or PlayStation store, or there's so many digital stores out there. You got Origin, of course, Epic.
No, I think they're just trying to get some Steam money. Like I said, I don't think this is a legitimate rule.
Epic may not be available in France.
Epic would tell them to screw off and wouldn't give them crap, man. Epic don't care. Epic would be like, yeah, you know what? Go suck on a croissant. And just freaking be like, no, we ain't doing that. And like, what you going to do? And they would just abandon all their French customers. And like, they would just be like, screw you guys. Your games don't work anymore. Because, Epic.
Yeah.
But
BloodX says just unplug France from Steam. They can't shoot straight anyway.
Lightning Gun has a better thing. Let's annex France.
And then Lightning Gundam says annex France.
Wouldn't be hard. We could send over like 10 guys, and SEAL Team 6 can handle that.
Is it okay? Like, can we still talk bad about France? I mean, we've entered such a PC culture.
Nobody can. The French aren't any minority. They have no rights. Those are French are white as hell.
I mean, France used to be the brunt end of so many jokes back in the day. You don't hear them as much anymore. Run away.
You're forgetting that our current culture is only based on America. They tried to pull that crap in Japan, and Japan said you can go to heck. So they could try it on France, but France doesn't care. Shut up. Like French people are not going to listen to that bull crap.
I just gotta check, see if France is okay to be racist against.
France will literally France will put a woman on a stage and have a Frenchman walk up and go, "Here's what I think about your culture." He'll slap the woman and she'll go, "Thank you," and like, yeah, that is how we roll.
France is like midgets. One of the few things we can still tell jokes about, right?
What? You haven't seen a French film before? That kind of weird stuff is common. Like our editor's looking at me and I'm like, "Go watch a French film. It is some weird stuff."
No, I believe you.
Oh no, French film. That used to be the best way when I was a kid. You could rent French films from the.
And they were basically porn.
Like porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fat guys. We can still make fun of fat guys.
Their commercials are like that too.
I don't know.
Fat white people.
You can make fun of fat guys because you're also large, Blood Axe. But them skinny folks,
you can't make fun of midgets, right? Blood Axe. And by the way, the correct term is not midgets, Blood Axe. It's tinks.
What?
Hitting the table.
So, like, now, haven't you heard? Like, Borderlands has a new term. They're called tinks now. That's the new term for short people. You can't call them midgets anymore. They can use that word, but you can't. That's their word.
Congrats.
I know you've lost weight, but that doesn't make you skinny.
I guess you can say that because you're fat. I can't make that joke because I'm only kind of fat.
I mean, you may
I'm not
be.
quite
I haven't
fat
seen
enough.
you in a while, Blood Axe. You got to come up here. You know that's.
Hey, Borderlands 3, Randy Pitchford. We need a new word for fat people, like janks or something. Get us a new one. We need a new slur. Tanks?
Tanks?
Nah, not offensive enough. Because tinks sounds worse than midget.
It does.
It sounds too much like that one word, and you know what I'm talking about that they used for like certain Asian people. It's like really close. Chunks. Blood Axe has done it. We have a new word, the new slur that officially it was inspired by Borderlands 3. We're giving credits to Randy Pitchford for this one. Chunks.
Yeah, you can't say fat anymore. It's
chunks.
now chunk or chunks.
Chunks.
Yeah, those chunks.
Yep. Hey, I mean, I can say it. I am technically about 50 pounds overweight, so I can use that word too.
So there you go.
We're chunks. It's our word, though. We don't want to see you little skinny people. We're going to have to get something for them. Like, we want to see we call them skins.
All right, so random encounter. Roll a die, man. Roll a die.
Yeah, what were we talking about again? I think we lost the farm.
I don't know. We lost something.
13. Tabletop discussion. My first tabletop character was
game version, race, class, death.
Oh wow, dude. Unfortunately, believe it or not, my first character was a Palladium character. My first ever character actually got to play. I had D&D books, but nobody was running. So I played Palladium, and I played a summoner. Palladium summoning system was cool. You use circles. And we did our first quest, and I was the only person to survive because even back then I had learned how to properly grovel. Mm-hmm. So
Palladium.
We pull up a picture of the Palladium RPG fantasy. So what happened is basically we ran into these really dangerous like vampires, and my character was the only one that was polite. So Palladium RPG. So basically I was spared while everyone else died because they mouthed off. And I learned the first rule of RPGs, which is don't mouth off to the high-level enemy. Because our DM wasn't one of these soft DMs. He would kill you on the spot with no regrets. So my first DM was a killer DM. My first character was a summoner. And the first lesson I learned was be polite.
Yeah. And Palladium's an interesting system, so I mean,
I still got the books, man.
Yeah,
got a whole closet full of Palladium.
It's got an interesting classes and all that stuff.
It's right there. The summoner in circles of power and summoning at his command.
But man, Palladium was your first system.
The first one I got to play.
Yeah.
I had D&D books for a long time, but that was back during the real at church. Assault, but luckily no one knew what Palladium was, so the Palladium books actually were more incognito.
Okay.
They didn't know it was a game.
What about
but
you?
But D&D books, like, that fired up the churchgoers.
What about you, editor? What was your first?
My first RPG game, tabletop, was D&D 5th edition, and
oh God,
I know I haven't been playing. I haven't been playing for very long. I guess I can pull up my camera.
She's so pure.
Haha.
She just started.
Well, and actually I'm still playing her. She's a half-elf ranger / noble. But
that game. That was your first game?
Yeah, that's my first game.
Oh, wow.
My first character.
Didn't that character kill you?
Yeah, my character.
She shot me a few times, yes.
No, my character only shot you once and killed you once.
Yeah, you say
but indirectly.
Once. I remember more than once.
No, that was at Dragus.
I don't know.
Impressive that your first character has a PK already. Not bad.
No, my character has the highest PK. She rolls ones a lot, but she's also really accurate.
She's one of those broken rangers, man. Those things are powerful.
Yeah.
Not according to Jarek. He believes that you should be allowed to play that weird, like, Unearthed Arcana Super Ranger.
Oh, yeah, no. But yes.
That's right, Jarek. I called you out. Which, by the way, is also the name of his first character, Ranger Jarek.
So mine is sadly, and like the editor already knew what my first one was because I've talked about it on here several times, and that's Toon. Toon.
Oh yeah, your snake guy.
See, cartoon role playing game, and my character was Slick the Snake. He died a lot, but it was a cartoon, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, like that's supposed to happen.
Now I can't actually remember dying or not. I was really young playing this. I think I was like 8 or 9 or something. I was lucky enough to grow up in a household with 2 older brothers who played tabletop RPGs and a cousin who also played. So we had our own family group that I was able to grow up in.
So you never knew the horrors of us sneaking around in darkened rooms, looking at the books.
No, I mean that's the
having
thing.
To hide
I remember the horrors of the D&D with the church and stuff like that. But as far as my parents went and stuff like that, my brothers had already fought that battle. So I never ran across it as much. because it was already a battle fought by my older brother. So occasionally at church, you'd run across somebody who was like, "Oh, that D&D stuff's the devil," you know. But as far as my parents went, father was relatively a big literature fan and stuff. So he was like, "Oh, you're reading, that's good," you know.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was some awesome stuff, man. I mean, just remembering back to it, but Palladium still cracked me up that they literally knew so little about this stuff that they didn't know Palladium was much worse than D&D. Like, for example, in D&D, it was all like mythology stuff, but in Palladium, Satan was one of the things you could summon.
Yeah. And I did get a little bit of that because I did started a D&D group at my my high school, and so that showed some eyes, you know. But,
oh yeah, but like I had all these D&D
books. It just
books.
added on to the fact that people thought that I would grow up to be a serial killer.
True, Blood Axe. Zeno is actually younger than me, so yeah, he doesn't remember the real Dark Ages.
What, 2-3 years? I mean,
2 or 3 years in D&D years is a lot. I mean,
Wow,
they were putting out
really
books
young
and
then.
movies.
yeah, you're a child.
Well, I mean, you started with D&D 5th ed. You're practically a toddler.
Oh.
Like, you started with the 5th edition. We go back to AD. We go back to D&D. I remember the original D&D, Blood Axe.
Yeah, I remember the original D&D, but I started playing with
When
AD&D.
Dwarf was both a class and a race, it was like you played, like, it was like Fighter, Cleric, Dwarf, Elf. I think that was it. I think it was only the 4.
So you could be an elf dwarf?
An elf dwarf.
No. Like, you only got to be, if you played an elf, you were just an elf. You were an elf and you had swords and magic.
The old
So what's the
D&Ds
cleric?
were also very
Human?
racist. Like,
Thief was in D&D? Yeah, right. I think Thief was about.
Like there was charts about how racist each race was
Oh
against
yeah,
the other races.
yeah. They actually had charts about how much they
Yeah.
hated the other races. Racism was quantified.
Yeah,
I think
there
with
was
percentages, wasn't it?
there was quantifiable racism with D&D.
As back in the day when the dwarf elf race war was just canon in every setting. At one point, the dwarves and the elves went to war because racism.
And if you weren't a human, the gods didn't love you enough to become a paladin.
Oh yeah, you can only become a paladin if you're human because the gods only thought humans were worthy.
Yeah.
Dude, for a while you couldn't be a cleric. There weren't dwarf and elf clerics at first, and finally they were like,
Second
I guess.
Ed had clerics as other races.
Yeah, second ed. I'm talking about D&D.
I don't remember D&D enough to say.
Of course, you're a child.
I know, right? Like I said, I started with AD&D, but I do definitely remember the
Do you want to know what loneliness is? When
What's
you
that?
sit in a room and you mention aberrant evil as an alignment, and everyone at the table, everyone in the room looks at you and doesn't know what the hell you're talking about, and I go, no one remembers Palladium. Literally. Like, these people know every other game I mentioned. I mentioned aberrant evil, and I just got these blank stares, and I was just like, yep, I'm old. I'm very old. It's like, I've been gaming too long.
But yeah. All right. What time is it? What do we got? We're
Much love, Gary.
we're
Gygax.
at 4:24. So
What, we actually time this?
We can do another
I mean,
random encounters.
yeah, let's do one more random encounter, and then we'll wrap up the show with that.
We appreciate all y'all for sticking with us this long, all of our viewers.
We didn't have a heavy news. Let's see. 5 medic, better healing mechanic, food items, first aid kit, or sleep.
Oh yeah, that's there's a lot of different mechanics used in games for that.
Yeah. I don't like the sleep mechanic. Like, it's one of my biggest pet peeves on D&D is the fully healed with sleep.
I believe treatment makes more sense.
Yeah.
Food items is dumb to me too.
Food items is dumb. I like the first aid kit, or magic when you're playing a game. Obviously, is
I share the concept that injuries should be treated. I've always felt that barring a special ability, sleeping off your injuries is a bit odd. Especially because it leads to weird situations where in some games people, if they don't have a rule like D&D tends to have now, they'll sleep several times a day just to heal injuries, or
especially
even in video games.
Yeah.
Taking me an hour nap real quick in the middle of the day to heal my bullet wounds. I like needing to need first aid. I think that actually makes sense. In fact, I'm not a huge fan of auto health regen in general. I think that mechanically it is flawed. I prefer now have a way to heal, have some first aid kits or magic, you know. Don't do that like it's really, really hard to heal, but make me burn some resources or at least take a moment to, you know, realistically heal up.
Yeah, I mean, for realism, I do like how a lot of the futuristic games have been able to hit more realism because you have shields that can regenerate. So you don't see that huge like, oh god, yeah, I'm just regenerating my health just standing here. You know, it makes sense for a shield to regenerate like that.
Like a shield to recharge because expending some of his energy makes a lot of sense. That has always been very good strategy. Some tabletops do stamina, where they separate your hit points and instead they give you this kind of buffer of stamina that goes, no, you've only been knocked around until you get into your hit points.
Yeah, now like an armor system where your armor gets damaged before your health too much, and then you're able to repair your armor. That helps with realism.
Which goes way back to Doom. Like that was actually really started by games like Quake and Doom, where you could pick up armor, and armor was effectively hit points. Wow, that's actually was.
But you could also pick up health. So.
Well, yeah, but they were first aid kits.
But yeah.
They were first aid kits, so, you know, that made sense, too. Fallout does a good job of it. Well, Fallout does a lot of sleep healing. Or you can go the
Max Payne route where you're just so doped up you don't care how much bullet holes you have.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Max Payne games don't always just end with Max Payne getting to the ending and then going, oh, the painkillers were off. Just drops dead, and everybody's just like, oh, yeah, you have so many bullets in you. Yeah. We're surprised you're still able to walk. You know, like you jump on a scale, you weigh 50 extra pounds for the number of bullets in your body.
Man. Oh, man.
All right, do we hit your desired time now, boss? Are we good?
I mean, yeah, we're good. We're good. We can wrap this up. Look, guys.
Remember, always wrap it up.
That's right. Otherwise, you end up with a kid.
Hey, my son's cool. Your children suck, though, so you guys wrap it up. I hate your children.
Oh. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for sticking with us. We hope you're enjoying our newer format. Like I said, you can catch this on podcasts. We're on YouTube. And, of course, we do this live every Sunday on Twitch at 3:30. You get the extra commentary from the chat room by joining us live on Twitch. And if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, let us know what you think. You know, if any of these topics you have an opinion on, drop it in the comments. Let us know. You can check us out at Dicejunkies.com to find links to everywhere we are online. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, all that good stuff. And you can support us on Patreon. If you want to help support this channel, Patreon.com is the place to do it.
Quick shout out. Let me do it real quick. Shout out to Lightning Gundam. Thanks for coming to be with us. Blood Axe Man, as always, our moderator and long distance dice junkie. Much love. And, you know, if y'all been following us, you know we do videos with Vans, Local CC, and Comics. You know, mad props to them. Because I think they were the secret watcher. I don't know. We had like another person in there that was a silent observer.
Blood Axe also uploads to our YouTube openings and game reviews and stuff like that he's working on. So you can catch some of his stuff on there, as well as we're working on several videos and interviews and stuff like that to start getting up on the YouTube channel.
No, it's actually true, everybody. We're recording extra videos. Xeno's not posting them, but we're recording them. We're fulfilling our promise of recording extra videos.
We've recorded one, and it was a bit of a
It's long enough to be 4.
It was, it was long.
Why don't you just make it a 4-part series?
It was a train wreck, and it's taking a lot of time to edit.
Post the train wreck. You know what? Do a bloopers reel. Post it, and then post a bloopers reel where I said all that stuff that made no sense.
Yeah.
It was me. It was me. You know it was me. You knew damn well it was me.
We'll save that for Q's rant.
Yeah.
Oh, no, my rant.
That was the idea. That it was that was more of a rant than it was a actually good video. And
I do what I want.
Thanks for watching, guys. As always, we hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Bye.